The man in front of me hasn't been home for 2.5 years. Just because he transformed a truck carrying goods into a mansion. You can also camp anytime to get ready for food, clothing, shelter, and transportation. On to say, a man was riding a tall Unama. Due to the huge snowstorm falling at this moment, the driving of RVs has also become more difficult. So Carl decided to jump off the RV. Start removing the snow near the tires. Due to the wheels starting to slip, Carl decided to install hinges on the RV. This increases the vehicle's grip. After passing through a bumpy snow mountain road, he pulled out the folding staircase under the car door. Insert steadily into the snow. Considering that it is currently snowing heavily with goose feathers, Carl opened the top sunshade tint, just connected to the support rods on both sides of Unamod. A safe zone has been formed below. At this moment, the wife moved out the camping equipment from the car. The urgent task is to build a fireplace. To solve the problem of extremely cold environment, he put the stored wooden blocks into the furnace. Once lit, you can comfortably warm yourself up in a campsite, even in low temperatures of several tens of degrees below zero outdoors. You can also feel warm, comfortable, and full of security. For safety reasons, Carl decided to take a stroll around the area. Examine the surrounding environment. Not long after it was in the snow, discovered footprints that do not belong to humans. As an experienced outdoor survivor, Carl, he immediately concluded that this was a trace of a bear's presence. Only bears can leave such footprints, so the two of them also became cautious and careful, decided to turn back directly to the campsite, sitting quietly on the camping chair. Take a short break while grilling the fire. As the sky gradually darkened, utilizing solar power system inside the car, decided to start making tonight's feast, and opened the hanging chandelier at the campsite. The atmosphere is completely filled up. Immediately after, Carl burned the scorching charcoal fire in the stove. Take out the chilled beef again. Cut it into perfectly sized steaks. After simple development and seasoning, it can be placed on top of the oven. At this moment, my wife was not idle either. I have prepared quite a few vegetable and fruit salads for the two of them. Then the two of them were under the greenhouse in front of the RV. Start enjoying a delicious steak feast. You can choose and buy a car on Dom Che's platform. On the second-hand car section of Dom Chetty, there are a large number of high-quality second-hand cars inside. Each car has a testing report and supports repurchase. Cannot buy at a loss. Cannot buy on the list. Brand models can see nationwide price comparisons of the same model. After eating and drinking enough, Carl has decided to have a post-dinner program. He installed a bracket on the tree trunk, arranged the screen and projector again. I watched a big TV directly at the campsite. Home theater is still quite a bit trendy. While grilling the fire, after watching the drama, installed an infrared camera not far away. You can observe the outdoor conditions inside the RV, even if strangers and beasts get close. It's already late at night. The two of them began to dismantle the equipment and facilities of the campsite. Carl turned on the heating in the RV. The two of them lay on a comfortable big bed. The overnight blizzard has stopped. In the blink of an eye, the sun is already shining brightly, full of sunshine. The two of them got up and walked out of the RV. The fog of yesterday is already dissipated. The snow on the ground has melted a lot. After strolling around, the two of them, my wife started preparing breakfast. Carl climbed onto the tall Unamog RV, cleaned the roof solar panel, facilitating the normal maintenance of the power system. Then, as usual, camping equipment was set up. Knead the dough and bake the big cake, with sauce and various small dishes. Two people who have eaten and drunk enough quickly pack all the equipment and clean up the campsite thoroughly. Leaving this rugged mountain range, continue heading forward. One day, they encountered a heavy rainstorm on their way. So I decided to park the car in the forest. Find some stored raw materials from the car again. Set up steps behind the wheels using stones and wood. You can park the RV smoothly and safely on a sloping surface. At this moment, lower the stairs at the entrance of the car. Convenient access to the interior of the RV from the outside. Because it's raining rainstorm, Carl will use the roof of the car as a support. Extend the rain shelter from the top. Lift up with support rods below. It's stormy. It's also quite dangerous in the forest. Take care of the 2 children at home, after taking off the raincoat. A family of 4 are lying on a comfortable sofa. It's the happiest moment of their day, after a brief rest. At this time the rainstorm has stopped. The air has also become fresher, after strolling around the forest. So I return to the RV campsite, throw the stored firewood into the bonfire stove. As the raging small flames burn, the campsite was instantly filled with a warm atmosphere. The humid environment has also become dry. Carl thinks that there will be a storm when the time comes. Just insert the rope into the soil, so as to make the rain shelter more sturdy. Xian, whose wife is already in the RV trial. I washed the cup and brewed 2 cups of coffee. Coincidentally, the 2 of them were drinking coffee and roasting a fire at the campsite. At this moment, the 2 children also ran outside from the car, facing the makeshift campsite and bonfire in front of us. I started playing directly in the forest, and Carl came from behind the tall unamog. Take out tables and chairs that are easy to fold. Start cutting fresh chicken breast meat. Prepare dinner for a family of 4 tonight. I also specially prepared a mixed sauce. Fortunately, the rainstorm has stopped. Carl's family sees the sunshine again. The weather suddenly became very comfortable and warm. It seems like the storm just now never happened. So I went out with my 2 children, set up a hammock in the forest, using the sturdy trunk as a fulcrum, utilizing stability triangles, directly owning a trampoline that is both elastic and sturdy. Continuing from the storage room on the side of the RV, remove the small grill used for cooking, and re-add firewood to the bonfire stove. At this point, turn the marinated chicken breast into meat skewers, just placed above the oven. It can also achieve automatic rotation. Carl used the pancake skin to tear off the meat chunks. Directly let the family have a fresh and hot dinner. Let the children who have been playing all day eat something good. Carl's family reunites under the Unamog RVT, eating a big meal in an uninhabited wilderness forest. At this moment, the sky is getting late. Unamog automatically turned on the lights inside the car. After dinner, the man simply tidied up his outdoor equipment, utilized the built-in water hose of the RV. Carl and his wife were comfortably resting at the campsite. We tied an infrared camera not far from the campsite. Convenient real-time observation of outdoor environment. After returning to the car, the children have already fallen on the sofa in the car. After a tiring day camping, go to bed early and go to bed early. There was a rainstorm at night. The weather in the forest is often unpredictable. So, he woke up the family. To avoid the wild beasts in the forest, specially placed food in front of the RV so that the wild beasts can eat the food and leave. So Carl took off the infrared camera. Taking advantage of this, the man started making brunch for the family. Kitchen in Unamog RV already filled with various seasonings. I quickly made a fruit vegetable sandwich for the child. Nutritious and delicious at the same time. The family sits happily together in the RV. Then I went out and came to the shelter, added firewood to the dry bonfire stove. As the raging small flames burn, the campsite has also become warm and comfortable. The Carl couple began to tidy up various equipment at the campsite, repackaging and returning to Unamog RV. In order to reduce the load inside the car, burn on all the excess firewood together. Finally retrieve the entrance staircase, activate the tall unmog, continue to embark on a camping RV life for a family of 4. I happened to pass by an abandoned monastery, so I made a bold decision to camp among them with a quick agreement. Manure built the stairs of the RV wife. Convenient entry for oneself and one's wife. Using the hook on the front windshield on one side, insert the telescopic rod into the bucket on the other side. Firmly prop up the entire tent, due to the heavy rain already falling at this time. Or first place the ancestral small stove in the campsite. Fill the furnace with some specially reserved firewood. With the continuous burning of the bonfire, it can ensure that the surrounding environment is dry and comfortable. After completing the initial setup of the campsite, the two of them decided to go to a nearby monastery to investigate. We will soon arrive at this historical site. Discovered this monastery called Motorhome Monastery. It has a history of 1750 years. There was 400 people living in this area. At the same time, there are exquisite murals on a rock wall. However, it was extensively painted and altered, already damaged and difficult to see clearly. There are also numerous cave structures inside. However, after thousands of years, it is still relatively well preserved. Camping here is also quite adventurous. This place is overgrown with weeds and covered in moss. There are no traces of human life left, but Ur still discovered the historic rock wall in front of him. As an experienced camper, Ur plans to come here and set up a bonfire later. Go camping in an abandoned monastery. After confirming that there is no threat to this abandoned monastery, the two of them, camping enthusiasts, excitedly pass through numerous historical sites, return to the RV campsite in Unamog, continue Today's exciting and fun monastery camping. The sky is gradually getting dark. Ur hung up electric lights at the campsite and set up the stove to prepare for Today's feast. When handling charcoal and baking trays in Ur, try it. Marinated chicken wings and pork chops and cut side dishes. I set up a small barbecue stall directly on the roadside. Should I say or not that the Ur couple really have a great appetite? There's a top-two posture. The two of them were discussing their observations from the abandoned monastery just now. Enjoyed delicious food while indulging in it. After eating and drinking enough, even on rainy days you can feel warm and comfortable. Under the attack of fog and storm, the bonfire went out not long after. The two of them took a photo and decided to go back inside the RV to camp and rest. The outdoor camping that didn't go smoothly has ended. We also installed an infrared camera not far away. Convenient to observe the specific outdoor environment inside the car. Can effectively prevent the approach of wild beasts and strangers. Should I say it or not? It still needs Unmod's large RV environment to be comfortable enough. Compared to the damp and cold outdoor environment, excellent vehicle sound insulation, no rain noise can be heard at all. The sturdy car body makes the two people unable to feel the storm outside. In addition, the heating and air conditioning inside the car. The fog in the mountains has not dissipated for a long time. The two of them fell asleep and woke up naturally. Wait until Ur finishes washing up and sits in front of the RV table. My wife has already prepared 3 dishes, 1 soup, and a pot of black tea. After savoring a cup of Minghu tea carefully, it's also time for the two of them to return home. Ur and his wife walked out of Unamog, dismantle and pack the temporary tent campsite. It can be seen that the two of them are eager to return home. Subsequently, the tall Unamog was launched, leaving the foggy monastery camping site.